Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is Matthew with the Counselors Guild, and today we're going to be looking at a video, something I came across a while ago with a client, and I was watching this video, and it just kind of related to it. So I wanted to take this opportunity to hear what Father Chris Solar had to say, but also my experience with the client. So here we go. We're going to start this.
And so, those who reject that authority of God through his church, those sent by God with his authority, represent the same spirit of the Antichrist that says, no, I do it my way. I don't need some church. I don't need some priest. That's the spirit of the Antichrist. And so that is what John is warning against. He says, whoever knows God listens to us, and he who is not of God does not listen to us. Who are us? The church. We must remain in union with the Father, with God the Son, Jesus Christ, and with the apostolic authority that God himself established on earth, our one holy Catholic and apostolic church.
Okay. I'll stop it there. I'm not going to play the whole video, but that's the gist of it. And a while ago, I had a client who went through something very tragic in her life. And when I was doing an intake with her, it was the part on spirituality, and she kind of said the same exact thing, where she said, "Oh, I'm not part of any religion. I do it my own way." And she said it in a manner that I felt like she disagreed with a lot of what the modern, maybe today's church has to offer. And I don't know, I don't remember if she was Catholic, Protestant, but she certainly did not belong to any church, and she just kind of created her own way. Now, when she said this, it certainly set off my kind of spidey sense. As a therapist, I tend to pick out unhelpful coping skills. They're kind of you talk to enough people, you kind of get to know which ones they are. And this was the first time I've ever came across this coping strategy, where she gets kind of takes and picks and chooses what she wants to out of the religion, and then leaves the rest. And I kind of thought, why did that set my alarms going off? Why did I ask her about this? It certainly is not set, and this is kind of why I think it happened. Was it's not really set on any foundation, any steady foundation. If you keep changing or moving the goalpost, depending on how your life goes, I think that is going to cause you to have more problems. It's I think when you have and this lady was dealing with depression, from the tragedies that she experienced, and the symptoms are pretty prominent. Crying spells, isolation, sleep disruption. It was pretty obvious, and of course grief. And I think it's important when you're talking about coping skills, especially spirituality. I think it needs to be grounded in something solid, something with a sturdy foundation. Christianity. Jesus Christ is the cornerstone, and which you build off of. Now, if you're doing it yourself, you're almost putting yourself as the cornerstone. And somebody who's depressed, you're not going to want. I wouldn't want somebody who's depressed to be the foundation or the cornerstone of the foundation that I build off of. I think it's not going to be helpful anymore. So that was kind of my mindset about it. It seemed like it was helpful for her, so I didn't want to press it too much, or I didn't want to tell her, "Hey, you got to stop doing that." But in the back of my mind, I just felt like it was wrong. and I couldn't find anything on it. I didn't see any reading on it or any other kind of post or videos that somebody talked about. So I wanted to kind of bring that up and kind of get your ideas on what do you think about it. I think some might say, well, if it's helping her, but is it really? Is it going to be a long-term coping strategy, something that you continue to modify? I just think that a religion really needs to be grounded in something, not built on the sand. Built something solid, and most churches have long histories. Whether it's what Christianity, we'll just go with the big three: Islam and Judaism. So Judaism, I should say, Judaism, Judge Judy religion. But it needs something solid. It needs something that's you can, I don't know, something that it gives you like a path. It gives you some structure to follow. If it's your own religion, well, the structure and you just changes. You just change on your moods, and I think depression. You don't want to do that. I feel like you're just gonna keep drowning in it in your depression, falling deeper into that hole. So, I again, these is all my thoughts. This is my thinking behind it. Kind of had a little bit of notes here to tell me. I think why this is a problem is that it's the last thing you need as someone who's depressed is something that's just tangible, something that's fluid, that's constantly changing. When you're talking about coping, I mean, our coping strategies has a foundation built off of research. We know that it works, and it's just not something we make up in our heads. It's something that we studied, and we depending on whatever your orientation is, it's has a history behind it, something you can go back to. And my last note is I put modification, and I kind of put this in. It says, "Let me keep changing it, and I'll never find stability if you keep changing it." Okay. So those were my thoughts. Please, comment. Let me know what you think. Have you ever came across this? What did you do? Did you just leave it alone because it was helpful? Or did you intervene and say, that might not be the helpful coping strategy just because it's fluid and it's ever changing, and spirituality is usually, we got all the different religions, but spirituality is important. But I know it doesn't have to be a church or an organized religion. I guess even if you're not part of an organized religion, if you're part of some other one, there's still a history and a foundation and things you go off of. Those are my thoughts. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.